Hello! Welcome back to the Sunday Roundup, where I just kind of sit down and talk about some stuff from the week, the news of the week from movies, film, video games, all that stuff, and sort of what's to come, and just kind of talk about the things that are interesting me. So it wasn't that crazy of a week for film. We had one movie come out this week, and it was A Real Pain, which I still haven't seen, but I will be seeing soon, so stay tuned. I'll have a review for that. We also had Red 1, which came out, which I also haven't seen, don't plan on seeing, but my god, the reviews for this thing are pretty brutal. Seriously, go check out some of the things people are saying about it. It is the new Christmas movie starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Chris Evans that has a massive and ridiculous budget because studios are still spending money on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson like he is a guaranteed billion-dollar hit machine. Those days are just over. One good thing about this is this movie is bombing so hard that maybe Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will go back to WWE and finish his final boss stuff and stop making these shit movies. We also have a couple new shows. Today being Sunday, we have the premiere of Dune Prophecy. Now, I'm very excited to start watching and reviewing this show every single Monday. I'm a massive, massive Dune fan, both of the Denis Villeneuve movies and of the novels. There is sort of a cautious optimism to me with this show because I am afraid that sort of getting off the source material of Dune leads to some terrifying results. The moment you get away from the Frank Herbert stuff and you start going to the stuff that maybe the Brian Herbert books did, like his son, and some of the spin-off things that they had done in the book universe, it starts getting kind of bad. Getting away from what makes Dune work so much, and I'm afraid this show could end up being that, but I have really dug the trailers for this thing. I really like the cast and the vibe, and of course, HBO rarely misses. So yeah, I am excited to check this out, even though the reviews are kind of 50-50. We also had the premiere and the brand new season of Silo. Silo Season 2. If you have not watched Season 1 of Silo, I strongly recommend you go check it out. It is one of the more surprising seasons of television that we had gotten from 2023. I absolutely love it. Rebecca Ferguson is an absolute superstar in the show, and this is probably my favorite performance of her. The world, the concept, everything going on here is amazing. It's based on another book series that I haven't read yet, but I've heard the book series is amazing, and I've heard what Season 2 is going to be based off is incredible. So I'm really looking forward to digging into this. Go check out Silo. Some stuff coming out later this week. This is a very, very big week for movies. We have two of the biggest films of the year releasing this week. We have Wicked Part 1. Not really sure why they split this into two parts, but either way, we have the first movie, which people are freaking out about. I, of course, have a sister, and I live in a family that has a lot of women in it, and a lot of women that like musicals are really excited for this. Not saying that if you're a man, you can't be excited for this, but it's just the vibe I'm getting in my life is that they're all very, very excited for this, more so than they've been excited for any movie in recent memory. So this seems like it's going to be a big box office success, even if the movie is not very good, because of course there's all that sort of extra stuff going on away from the film with the lead actress being kind of an idiot on the internet. I don't really have an opinion on this. I am going to be seeing this week. I'll have a review out. I don't have any, pre-expectations for Wicked. I don't really care that much about Wicked, but maybe this movie will be something special. And of course, we also have Gladiator 2 coming out this week, which I am super excited for because I love Gladiator. It's one of my favorite movies ever, and although Gladiator 2 seems like a weird sequel, an unnecessary sequel, in a year of unnecessary sequels, talking to you, Todd Phillips, I've heard some good things about this. I love Paul Mescal, I love Denzel, and this looks to be big and epic, and Ridley Scott never makes terrible movies. He makes a lot of just good, sometimes great movies. He hasn't made a masterpiece in like 30 years, 20 years, but this seems to be another one of those like getting by type Ridley Scott movies where it's going to be fun to watch, but it might be a little forgettable. I also forgot to mention, we had the release of Amelia Perez on Netflix, which I have watched, and I will have a video out on that one soon. It's a weird one. It's essentially this big musical, crime musical, starring Zoe Saldana, and a bunch of other people show up in this thing that you've probably heard of before. It's a weird movie, it's strange, and I kind of love it in a weird way. When it comes to trailers this week, the only one that really caught my eye, and easily the biggest one of the year so far when it comes to trailers and movies coming out next year, for me at least, is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. This is, of course, Mission Impossible 8, which has been filming for like 3 years now. It has a ridiculous budget, and this is being sort of pitched as the final Mission Impossible movie. Now, nobody has actually come out and said this is the last one, because I think they want to keep that door open in case they want to do spin-offs, or in case Tom Cruise wakes up one day and says, I want to do some more crazy shit and risk my life hanging off, like, I don't know, some other kind of aerial object, like a UFO or something. But this is, of course, the part 2 to Dead Reckoning. It's supposed to be, it was designed to be a 2-part story. Of course, they changed the title from Dead Reckoning Part 1 and Part 2, because that's always a dumb way to title movies, so let's just give it a new title, The Final Reckoning. But it is the finale of that story, this massive battle with Tom Cruise and his sort of agency fighting this AI thing that's trying to take over the world. I loved Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. I thought it was one of the best movies of last year, and this trailer looks to be everything you want it to be. It's just one of the greatest franchises ever, and this trailer has it all. You have Tom Cruise hanging off of a plane, you have him going into the submarine, you have crazy action, the music, the characters we all love. This looks epic and insane, and is probably my most anticipated movie of 2025. I can't wait for this. This trailer is incredible. We also had another big look forward from Max. They usually do this at the end of one of their major shows. So at the ending of The Penguin, they released a big what's coming in 2025. And yeah, HBO continues to be the king of streaming, in my opinion. Because we've got looks at so many amazing shows, some returning shows, and some new stuff that is really, really interesting. One of the first things was the White Lotus Season 3. I have really, really enjoyed the first 2 seasons of The White Lotus. I love the concept of this show and how each season can continue to reinvent itself while playing in sort of the same concept here. I don't know much about Season 3, but the little look we got is exciting, and I can't wait for this. We also got the announcement, I guess, of The Rehearsal Season 2, which is amazing. If you don't know what The Rehearsal is, it's another one of those Nathan Fielder shows. If you ever watched Nathan For You, or you've just heard of this guy, you know he makes some hilarious but also sort of innovative type stuff. Last year he had released The Curse, which was a show that you either really loved it or you were confused by it. I was somewhere in the middle, but The Rehearsal is more so getting back to those Nathan For You sort of tactics where you're taking real people and putting them in these real interesting situations. Go watch the first season. It's absolutely incredible, and I'm so happy that there is a new season coming of it, because I wasn't so sure. I knew it had been renewed, but I knew Nathan Fielder was doing a bunch of other stuff. I know he's directing a film that may or may not be coming out next year, so I'm very happy to see that this is coming out next year. Of course, The Last of Us Part 2 is still coming out next year. The Last of Us Season 2, which is adapting Part 2. We know that's coming early next year, so I'm sure we'll be getting a bigger look at this soon. We got the first look at the It TV show, a little glance at that. That also looks like it could be really interesting, although there is a chance for this to be kind of unnecessary. It's like a prequel where it's just like, how can we get Pennywise the Clown doing more weird shit and killing kids? Like, do we really need that? We got a little look at Peacemaker Season 2. Gonna be an interesting show just to see how this fits into the larger DCU that James Gunn is now building. A little look at Night of the Seven Kingdoms, the new Game of Thrones show. I'm very, very excited for this. I can't wait till we get a full-on look at this. But seriously, go read the book for it. It's incredible, and it's going to be an awesome, awesome show that definitely takes Game of Thrones down to a slightly smaller scale, which is maybe, it'll be an interesting experiment to see if that can work. But easily the thing that caught my eye the most in this Max thing was this brand new show, this miniseries called Task, starring Mark Ruffalo. This is coming from the guy that made Mare of Easttown. Mare of Easttown is one of the best miniseries of all time. It is fantastic television, and I strongly recommend you go on Max and watch it as soon as possible. It is literally one of the best things on that streaming platform that I just can't believe it took me so long to find, and I can't believe more people don't talk about it. Well, this is going to be the new sort of Well, this is the new show from that team of people, and this is starring Mark Ruffalo, who plays some kind of FBI agent or, like, SWAT team dude. I don't know anything else about it. I just know the little glimpses we got it. It has the vibe, the visual, cinematic look of Mare of Easttown, and I am just so down for anything these people are making, because it is, like, the best version of True Detective that we haven't gotten in a very long time. It's probably the best way to describe it. Also, Yellowstone's back. Fuck what they did to Yellowstone. I'm not even going to talk about it. That's kind of my Sunday rundown. I'm sure I missed a bunch of stuff, but let me know what else is going on this week or last week or in the weeks to come. I don't know. Please subscribe, turn on notifications. I post every single day. I'll see you in the next one.